Hi guys, it's Tech Talk here, and today we're going to be doing something I haven't done before. We're going to be doing build guide. So what we're going to be doing in this episode, we're not actually going to be building a PC, but I'm going to be giving a list of parts, and I'm going to discuss the spec. But hopefully there'll be multiple parts. Hopefully it'll be a series. I don't know yet. But with the first one, we're going to kick it off with a bang. That shouldn't really go like that, but normally it's go out with a bang, but oh well, I'm going to kick the whole thing off with a bang, and we're going to go for the ultimate build. So when I say ultimate build, most people think, it'll be ultimate for gaming or ultimate for this, that. No, this is the ultimate build. This is the PC that will make your PC at home look like a piece of junk. It makes my PC look like a piece of junk if it was built, and I assume someone has probably built something very similar to it. But we're going to kick it straight off with the motherboard. We're going in for an Asus because I feel they're the top quality brand in motherboards, and I think they're the best. But we're going with an Asus Z10PE D8WS Intel X99. Now this motherboard is a server board, but what's special about it is it actually has two sockets, and also it's two X99 sockets, two X99 2011 sockets. So this is the latest board. It's got it's got 7 PCI Express lanes. It's got a multitude of different features, and it uses just generally a lot of good parts for it. So it supports obviously 2011 socket processors. So the Intel Xeon processor, E5 2600 version 3 product family. So that's what we're going to be putting in it. It supports 8 memory DIMMs, with a maximum of 512 gigabytes. But if you can of DDR4, but if you can find that, then you're a genius, because I certainly couldn't. For the CPUs, we're going with two Intel Xeon E5 2695 version 3 processors. They're 2.3 gigahertz each, turboing up to 3.3. So pair these two together, you've got 6.6 gigahertz. Amazing turbo there. But the best thing about these processors is each one has 14 cores and 28 threads. Yeah, you heard me right, 14 cores. So that means you put this in a system, you've got 28 cores and 56 threads, which means you can do 56 different processes at once without losing any kind of performance, and it won't start turboing anything. And you'll probably get a reasonable heat output as well. And talking of heat, to cool these things, we're going with two Noctua NH-D15 dual radiator quiet CPU coolers. Now, I went with Noctua. The reason why I'm not water cooling is because although it's quieter, I felt that it wouldn't be overkill, because we haven't really got a budget here. But I thought it just wouldn't benefit the system as much, and I think it will be a bit louder because you've got a lot of resistance in the loop, and you'd have to have quite a few fans to cool these two beasts, as well as the graphics cards, which will come up later. So I decided to go with air cooling because I think we could probably get better quieter system, which we would definitely gain from if we actually built this system. For the memory, we're going for two 32 gigabytes kits. So that's 64 gigabytes of DDR4 Corsair Dominator Platinum series RAM. So there's 4x8 gigabytes in each pack, and we're getting 2 packs. So that's in a total of 64 gigahertz. 64 gigabytes. and each one is 2,666 megahertz speed. You could overclock these. Same with the CPUs. You could overclock them and get super results. And this is just amazing. Like, you fill up all the slots on the board, and this is expensive RAM, but it's DDR4. It's definitely worth it. The next one, we're going for some of the best graphics cards I could find. The reason I didn't go for Titans was because I didn't think the performance gain would be as beneficial as if we went for like consumer grade graphics cards. So for that reason, I went with 4 GTX 980 classified Kingpin edition, Kingpin edition, 4096 megabytes GDDR5 graphics cards from EVGA. What I just said should explain it all. These are some of the best graphics cards on the market, and putting them 4 in a system, because this board does support 4-way SLI. Putting 4 of these in a system would just make the system just amazing at pretty much anything you want to throw at it. So you could edit those videos, you could render in 3D, you could watch 4K videos easily, you could have surround 4K monitors, and you'd have no problem playing games at 60 FPS, which would be just amazing. So we've gone for 4 of those. Very expensive, one of the most expensive graphics cards on the market, but definitely worth it. It's EVGA, one of the most well-known brands in graphics card terms. So we went with those. Again, just amazing. Don't really need to say much about those. I decided to put a sound card in this system, actually, because normally people would, like, if you saw this system, you'd think, oh, this is a workstation thing or a server board, and you wouldn't usually have a sound card, because servers, you don't need sound cards, and workstation boards, yeah, you might need a sound card. So I decided to put one in because this system isn't just for server use. This is for anything. This is just overkill for anything you want to do. So I put that in. It's expensive, but I think it's definitely needed if you're gonna be doing any kind of gaming or editing. Which is why I put it in, because, again, overkill for everything. That's what I wanted. Now, the next component is I think it's the most expensive component in the system, and that's a 2 terabyte, solid state drive, and it's PCI Express lanes, so you put it in there and so it's all good. You've got your storage in faster than well, it's actually the same. It's up to 6 times faster data transfer than SATA, which is amazing. So I went with those. Huge price tag, £3,449 on them. I only went with one because obvious reasons. I don't want to. I mean, although there's no budget, we don't really need anything larger than 2 terabytes of SSD space. For mass storage, I went with mechanical hard drives, and I went with 5 Western Digital Caviar Black 4 terabyte SATA drives. So again, you've got all that space to store things. I know what you're thinking. Don't say it. don't say it. But again, amazing. Not much to say about those. The best of the best, pretty much. Now, Well, the most important, well, not one of the most important components in a PC, but some people might consider it. This I had to make a very hard choice. I knew I wanted something more than 1,000 watts, and I needed something that will be able to power this system easily with some headroom. So I was looking at one of the Corsair Platinum 80 Plus Platinum. I think it was a 1,500 watt, and that was a pretty good power supply. But I was scrolling down and I saw this power supply, and I thought, you know what? Because it's just so amazing, I decided I'm going to put this one in because it's got a huge amount of headroom. It'll easily power those two Xeons at full load, and those EVGA graphics cards easily, and still a huge amount of headroom. So, like, you could install like two water cooling loops in this system after all these components, and you'd still have a ridiculous amount of headroom. So that's for that reason I went with the LeadX Super Flower Platinum 8-pack edition, 2,000 watt, fully modular, 80 plus platinum power supply. There's not much to say about it apart from that it's 2,000 watt. I mean, you won't find many other 2,000 watt power supplies. I mean, it's got two 12 volt EPS connectors. It's got 9 PCI Express 8-pin PCI Express pins. It's got It's got 5 6-pin PCI Express connectors, 18 SATA. Just like you don't need anything else other than this. It's just totally overkill for pretty much anything you want to do. Yeah, totally overkill. No one really needs it. But I decided to go for it because I can, really. What kind of thing would you put all of this stuff in? Well, obviously you'd need a pretty big case for that huge dual Xeon board. You need an E80X case. So for that reason, I went with the Cooler Master Cosmos 2 Ultra Tower case. I'm sure you can see from the name and the picture that it's a pretty big case. Now, it was either this or the Corsair Obsidian's 900D. The reason I didn't go for that one because the airflow in the 600D isn't amazing. And to be honest, looking at this case, I've never used it. The airflow doesn't look much better, to be honest. But it does look quite cool. I mean, I personally wouldn't have it in my house, but I know a lot of people who would. And it's able to house our system nice and easily. So that's it for the parts. If you've enjoyed, it's quite an overkill PC. Like, when I say overkill, I mean like more than overkill. This is the best PC you could ever want. It's just an amazing PC. So with all those just truly amazing components making up one of the best systems you will ever own, you will ever own, I will ever own, or anyone else will probably ever own. I mean, this, you don't really get much better. I mean, you could spend an extra 10,000 on more hard drives, or I mean, you wouldn't be gaining much extra performance necessarily, unless you went with perhaps if you went with 4 GTX Titans Blacks or something, or Titan Zs, or Titan Z. I mean, unless you went with that, you're not really going to gain much performance. I mean, this is a build that's overkill for everything you ever want to do. So the reason why I didn't go for Titans because GTX 980s are good for gaming and will be perfectly fine for a workstation stuff as well, especially 4 of them. But I mean, there's not much else you could do. I mean, perhaps getting a professional case might it wouldn't really increase performance. But leading on to the price, obviously for all those amazing components, the 2 just next level CPUs, the ridiculous amount of RAM and graphics cards, it comes up to the grand total of £13,563.76. I don't know the exact conversion, but it'll probably be like $17,000, $18,000. You'll probably have to look that up if you really want to know. Expensive, yeah, but very, very expensive, and probably not worth it. Would I buy this PC? No way. Should you buy this PC? No way, unless you've got that kind of money to kind of, not waste, but if you've got that kind of money to spend on something that probably is way overkill for what you ever want to do, no, I don't recommend you buy it. So, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like rating. Oh god, everything's going off Skype, iPod, whatever. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like rating. Subscribe to Tech Talk for more techie videos. There are more updates on the PC coming up, and another build guide. This time a budget gaming PC. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.